Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Libra. So the sun is in Aquarius, giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign. And so you are sitting here between the two pillars. You are clearly understanding now that maybe Aquarius is indicating that you are able to be the light, that it's allowed to be now shine your light, because that's what the Apollo sitting here in front of the Taj Mahal says, right? We all are destined to be a star. And so in the month of Aquarius, right, in the month of Uranus, because Uranus rules Aquarius, we see a big shift, a big transformation in all of the people. Meanwhile, you are ruled by Venus, right? For you, it's important to be loving and caring, and you love beauty, right? You are the one that actually creates all these beautiful objects, and it's important that we see now this transformation, because what's also happening, not only is Uranus ruling Aquarius, but we also have Pluto that is moving now into Aquarius for 20 years. It's going to be in Aquarius until September, and then just for 2 months it will go back again into Capricorn. But then for 20 years Pluto is going to be in Aquarius, and we feel that change, right? We feel that there is something happening. And so this energy is giving the light to your moon so that you can look deeper into your subconscious and change the things that you feel like changing. For Aquarius, I gave the yoga position, side plank, the star, being able to stretch yourself away from your body so that you can be more bigger and actually then be the 8th star here on Earth. And for you, I have squat, and in the squat you stand on your tiptoes and you hold your balance in front of your heart. And so this is really the position, right, that I envision when I want to really feel that I want to come into my equilibrium. I am here on my tiptoes, which is easier than in standing, right? And it's a very elegant position. Women back then were bathing like this, and it looked very elegant, right? And you like that very much. So here we have, of course, the influence, sun and moon, right? And this is really happening today at this very moment. And of course, this exists only once a year, but if we include the other planets, then this exists only once in your life. You are the Queen of Swords here in the Golden Dawn Tarot. You see how you cut off heads, right? And that's the ego. And you are Libra, the beautiful one. You love to create things in a very beautiful way. But you also then the 7th house of love and relationship. And so here you see that in love and relationship you sometimes tend to cut someone's ego off, right? Very easy. Be careful, right? Because sometimes we cannot place the head back on, right? And have then a normal conversation with that person, because he felt like he was attacked, and that's it. He's like, he's done with you, right? When you cut his head off, then he is like, okay, I'm done with you because you just cut my head off. Back to the last reading where we had Capricorn Sun giving Libra Moon the light. The message was, twice the Hanged Man indicates a big awakening is coming your way. And so we're going to the right, we're going to your full moon, right? Next month we have Sun in Pisces, and then we have Sun in Aries, and Aries is giving you the light, right? And so we're gonna see what's happening today with Aquarius. And so Uranus, we want to look and pick a card particularly just for Uranus, and there I take the Carrie Yale Visconti deck, which is unrestored pictures of the deck, and these are huge cards. I have always on the Fool the Visconti Sforza Tarot, which are cards that are restored, right? But I felt like this is the deck for Uranus because all the court cards have a masculine and a feminine person, which I love, because in the 15th century to actually include masculine and feminine, to do the equal, to do the egalitarian energy, right? It's almost like there's a message in there. And we don't have that here in this one, right? This one is like the normal tarot, the king and the queen and the knight. And here in this one, we have all the kings have a female and a masculine king, and the queen and the knight and the pages as well. So we're going to see what's coming here through these big cards. They're really huge. And we have the Three of Pentacles. And now you see, right, there are photographs of these cards. And the Three of Pentacles is Mars in Capricorn. So that constellation, right, Mars being the leader or being warrior-like personality, to build something, right, for body, mind, and soul, which is then a huge endeavor. But it's almost saying Uranus brings you now the possibility to bring a new beginning into your life in the way you are working, in the way you are actually creating now a new monument. Something that is saying, I am ready to create something big. And you get that inspiration through Uranus. And Uranus, right, the star is saying, yes, go up, be a star, go up here and see what is it that your soul wants to create here. That's why the soul came here, because you can play with the 5 elements, right? It can totally be like, wow, this is fun, right? I can actually make something here. And so you have the 3. Then on the position of the Fool, right? So these 2 cards, as you can see now, right, they're really big, and these are really beautifully restored cards, right? Comes here the Emperor, and the Emperor is the number 4. So the Emperor is the one that can build something big, and it's time, right? Because you see there is a beginning, there is a fruit that this child is picking, and it's saying, yes, I am ready to take on this next step, right? And so the 3 and then the 4 here, in a way, with the Fool, it's like a 7, and the 7 is then the crown chakra, is the emotional success, when we see that the material success and the action that we are taking combined create an emotional success deep within us, right? And so here comes clearly already Aries, that is giving you immediately the sign, yes, you are gonna be a star, right? You're gonna shine when I give you the light on your full moon, because Aries is your opposite sign. Aries is gonna be like, yes, you are then seeing that you can not only just sit here between 2 pillars, but then you can be radiating up in the sky with the full moon, right? That I'm bringing you the light as that opposite energy, as that show yourself. And then you show yourself in how you brought the 3 and the 4 together into a 7, as that new beginning, as that foolish idea that you can create a change in this world, that you can create a revolution, that you can create something that is important now, right? Because this is why Apollo is sitting in front of the Taj Mahal, and he's facing also outward, right? You're going to your full moon. Then on the position of the magician comes here the eagle. Then the eagle in his head becomes a realization, becomes a reality. And the eagle here, the number 16, can also be the tower, right? The eagle is coming down, the eagle is coming into his nest, and the 16 calculated together is a 7. Then we have a 7-7 portal when we calculate these three together. And the 7-7 is 2 times 7. Be creative in the way you see the vision, right, of such an endeavor like the 3 of Pentacles. Then with the 1 we get a 17, and the 17 is the star. Then you can be a star. Then you can realize deep within in your head, right, there is then the consciousness that is infinitely using the 4 elements that he holds right here in his hands as the number 4. And of course 17 then turns into an 8, and the 8 is that infinite knowledge of creating magic, using the eagle, the bird's eye view, right, recognizing that he all along has always that bird's eye view. That's why he's able to create something huge. And it's almost like saying, do that. You can do that. You can create that, right? Be of such a magnificent consciousness that you are seeing here now unfolding. And so the eagle is coming down and helping you to create this nest. Now I wanted to see what is coming here as the eagle comes down, and the Empress came up upside down. And so the 3-3 here with the Empress is saying, well, don't forget that the Empress, particularly when she is upside down, right, it's kind of like she's saying, well, the Empress is in a period of dormancy. She may feel as if she can't take care of herself or anyone else. The Empress may feel that her creativity is dried up. It's winter, a cyclical period of rest. And it is winter, right? Aquarius is a fixed sign, is the center of winter. And so here the 3-3 is saying, well, the eagle is coming down. It's almost like, it's kind of like, well, I need to have a perspective down here. You've been up all the time, and now I need to come down. I need to rest. I need to go into the nest. And so here the Empress is in the nest, and it's like the eagle is coming down and maybe even saying, wake up, we're going out. You're not in anymore. You need to go out. You need to go into your full moon. You need to create something, right? And that what you create, and look, the cards, it's like steps, big, less, and it's going down, right? And if I put this one here, it's like square, 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 round, right? The feminine sees that it needs to rest. The feminine sees that it sometimes needs this moment of like, you know what, I've done my work, right? But right now I don't want to do the work, and it's coming down, right? And so that's why it's also reverse. It's very interesting. Then when I calculate all of this together, right, we have here the 17, and the 3 is the 20. That's your calling. Your calling is now to bring what you have understood in a higher consciousness, because that's what you do as a queen. You like to learn, you like to acquire information, and there's a certain intelligence in you, but now you need to bring it down, you need to bring it to the people. And it's almost like, well, it's like the eagle is making you wake up, right? It's saying, well, wake up, right? This cannot stay the way it is. But of course it's winter time, right? And in winter time we do actually take things slower. We're not so extroverted, but we're going to your full moon, and so kind of wake up. Then on the position of the High Priestess comes the 7 of Swords. And so the 7 and the 2 creates a 9. It's a completion. And the Seven of Swords is that moment where you are a little bit like, okay, what am I gonna do, right? Because you have here the 3 and the Emperor, that was the 7, right? Plus the Empress, and it's powerful, right? Because here the Emperor and the Empress together, it's kind of like a 7 as well, right? And so we have the 3 of coins with the Emperor, a 7, and now the Emperor, and next to it the Empress is also a 7. And so it's important that we see how we communicate, because the 7 sometimes is fighting for what, right? Fighting to be right, fighting to be better, fighting to think that, well, because I know the way it works, I have to push it onto people, right? So be careful in your intuition that you think you're right just because you have the intuition. And it's Moon in Aquarius, right? The constellation. So Aquarius, the 7 in Aquarius of the 17 is saying, be careful, right? You don't need to be right. You just have to shine the light. You just have to be the star. And even though when you come down, you're still the star, right? You don't have to worry. And even though when you sleep, it's okay. Because you may be a little bit like introverted, right? That's the 7 is coming and saying, well, see the 7 as an invitation to awaken, an invitation to be like, your crown chakra is wanting to be now fulfilled, right? Because here is also the nest, and that nest is important. Then on the position of the Empress comes the Tower, and the Tower is the 16, and the Tower is saying, well, things gotta go. Things really gotta go, because the Eagle is coming. 1616 portal, 777, 3 times 7, right? And of course we had a 7 here. 4 times 7, right? And you see the importance, right? Things come down, but those who have the crown on their head are protected. So 777, 3 times 7, become powerful in the way you manage, in the way you talk, in the way you think even. Because you had 4 times 7, right? When I calculate the Emperor and the 3 of Pentacles together, or just simply here the Emperor and the Empress, because that's a couple. They're like really like a power couple, right? And it's almost like it's saying, well, your masculine side is now being more active, and your feminine side is sleeping or is not wanting to go out there. So 4 times 7 is then the heart, right? Have the heart to see the changes are coming. The Eagle is coming down, and that you are now seeing that the 16 plus the 3 is the 19, which is the Sun, and the Sun in Aquarius is saying, yes, be a star. Be a star, because this is necessary. This is the Sun that creates this change, right? And the Sun is a dwarf star. And so here you are in the 19, and the 19 turns into a 10, and the 10 is then a new cycle begins. Accept that new cycle, accept that things are changing. Then on the position of the Justice comes you as a young girl or man, right? The Princess of Swords, those are the pages. And so here comes the 11 with the 3. I don't calculate that together. It's kind of like a date, 311 or 11-3. But Justice is saying, well, have a look how you handled situation, and now you come the way you were as a young child, right? In your subconscious, you want to be again the way you were back then, And so here comes a 3-3 portal, right? Framing here the 7. And you understand that something is powerful and meaningful, that shows you back then you wanted what? Maybe it's time for that to happen again. Now the old is leaving and you as a new you is coming. And of course also Aquarius, right? The star is saying, well, now you can be a star because you're gonna get the full moon up in the sky. And Aries is gonna give you the light. And so that's the moment where you are like, okay, show what you have accomplished. Because then on the position of the Queen of Swords in the center of the reading comes the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is that moment where you recognize there is a deep love deep within you, because you're the 7th zodiac sign, you're the 7th house of love and relationships, right? And the 7th house is always about how much can I love myself. But the 7 and the 2 creates a 9 again. And so there comes again a 9 that is telling you you have to awaken, right? No matter what, even though you're sleeping for a moment here, right? You awaken, because that awakening is important. And the 9 is that moment where you say, yes, I do want to be ready for a love that is actually really bringing me a huge satisfaction, because this is connected with Venus in Cancer. And Cancer is the healer. Cancer is healing yourself emotionally so that you can experience this beautiful love, because the 7 and the 2 is the 9, is the completion. So there comes Venus. Venus is your planet, right? And it's saying, well, then you're able to again come into a real beautiful relationship, right? The same way when you were young, you were like fresh and going into that relationship and didn't think much about it, but you were just there. You were just active in that relationship. Look at that. And then on the position of the star here in your tarot, we see the star giving water into the water and onto earth, right? It's kind of like blending the masculine and the feminine, and that's why she is a star. Comes the 9 of Swords. So you have 7 swords and 9 swords is 16 swords. That's again the Tower. Something's got to go. Something is saying, well, no more. Finished, right? And so 16 swords is again the 7. So the 7 is speaking very strongly today to you, right? So I think you have then 5 times the 7, and actually with you 6 times the 7, right? And so the 9 is saying, don't despair, right? The Sun is saying, don't despair, don't think, don't be in a nightmare situation, because the star is coming, right? You becoming a star. And she's facing outward, and she sees that people are looking at her, and maybe you're not comfortable that people look at you. But now with the full moon, this is just gonna be happening, because this is the Sun, right? The Sun is saying, well, no, you're gonna show yourself. Because I'm always saying, right, those people who show themselves get criticized from those who don't show themselves. And it's easy to criticize someone from the dark, right? In the light, everybody can see what they do. And so here we are seeing that the 17 becomes the 8, and the 8 and the 9 is again the 17, and the 8 is left. So get yourself ready for a big change. You are now going out through that self-love, maybe through a partner, but also maybe through you. You're able to go out there and say, well, I'm gonna show myself. Because then on the position of the moon comes here the Moon Maiden, new beginnings. Exactly, the moon then in month of March, right, when the Sun is in Aries, you're gonna get your full moon from Aries. And here we have the Moon Maiden, and the 18 turns into a 9, and here we have a 5. And so the 9 and the 5 is 14, temperance. Become deep within you, comfortable, mixing and melting and understanding that everything has its purpose, everything has its moment, and the new beginning is here in the 14, right? And the 5 is left, and so you understand that the 5 senses are always what brings us a little bit into a difficulty, but you are now looking at it, right? It's almost like she is recognizing, oh my God, I'm gonna go into the full moon, and I'm gonna be like seen. People are gonna see me because it's my full moon. And so I wanted to see what's coming here. And here comes the Princess of Swords again. Look at that. So you were in the sun. You were showing yourself. You don't have to be afraid. You're beautiful. So now it's coming again, and it's a 3-3 portal plus the 3 of the Empress. Show yourself. Show that you can be an Empress. It's okay, right? You don't have to worry about that. Because yes, I know that you think too much about what other people think about you. Let that go. The 16 is let go, and then the 7 is left. And the 7 is saying, go into your crown chakra, go into your higher consciousness, go into your intuition, and then you do things always right. And here the 3 pages are courageous, and when you look at them, they are pointing at her and saying, find that courage, find the courage to be in the full moon. It is imminent. You cannot change it. It's part of the cycle. It's something that is happening up in the sky, and we here feel it. So just connect with it. And so the 5 and the 3 is an 8. It's that infinite loop of coming and going. Everything is spinning. Nothing is fixed. Even the sun, which is a dwarf star, turns 250 million years in the Milky Way around, right? And so you have no choice. It's coming, and it's evident, and it's there. And then you get on the position of the sun, which is in Aquarius, right? Here the 19, the 10, and here the 23. You are supported by the universe. Look at that hand, the 23. It's your calling as an Empress to know that even though she is lying here somehow in this sleeping moment, she's supported, and she knows she's getting the wake-up call. She knows that she's getting the tower. She knows she's getting this coming down, the arrow coming down, that she is awakening, that yes, the eagle is even coming down, right? It's like something is coming down, the moon is coming down, it's giving you like power. And the 5-5 portal, right? Again, you see the 5 senses. Be creative with the 5 senses because they are powerful. Play with it. The 10 and the 5 is the 15. It's Capricorn. It's the social status. It's the career. It's like do something with this right moment and create, because you are totally supported. Look at you. And I wanted to see who supports you here, and you got the wands also pointing to the left. So the princesses of swords and the princesses of wands are supporting you in what you want to do with here the 3 of pentacles, right? It's important because we have then 4 times the 3 with the Empress, and so even the Empress is sleeping. She is like rocking it, right? 3, 3, 3. You have help from the young generation. You have here the young generation of Gemini and Libra, you and Aquarius, and here you have the fire generation. You have Aries, you have Leo, and you have Sagittarius. And so that's exactly what Aries does, right? Aries is your opposite energy. And so you're getting help in the full moon to really show yourself. And so now on the position of the world, the last card here in the Golden Dawn Tarot, it's the universe, comes the star. Look at that. So here you have the 21, which is a 3, and here you have the 17, which is an 8. We get an 11. But I can also create a 20, right? Because the 3 and the 17 creates the 20. But I can also create the 21 plus the 17 is a 38. And the 38 is clearly that moment again where the 3 and the 8, the infinite, the 3, the Empress is bringing you, the star is bringing you, yes, you are going to be shining like a star, right? Because you have here the full moon, and you have here the power of huge transformation coming, right? Because the Tower has come, and Eagle with the same number has come, and so you see, right, you can create an 11, but you can also create a 20, which is your destiny. It's your destiny now to be a star. It's your destiny. It's written in the sky. It's written in the universe that you are shining like a star, and you're looking up at what? You are looking up at the 3 of Pentacles, that you are listening to your soul, right? You have the body, the mind, and the soul, and you see she is looking up into the mind and the soul. Here, this is given. She's like, yeah, that's taken care of, right? That's the 5, that's the hand that is holding me. I'm looking up into the soul now, and the soul is saying, yes, do it. Because the Aries energy is giving you the help, and he's holding the world in his hand. And here you are, knowing that, yes, I can do it. Yes, I am an eagle. I am coming down, and I'm coming down to awaken the Empress deep inside of me, right? And so you can see this is a very beautiful message, right? You awakening now, you are supported. You're gonna feel your full moon, not in the next reading, but in the second next reading. It's your moment to shine bright like a star. I hope I see you in the next reading, because that's when we have the Sun in Pisces. That's the path of love. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.